it feel different than starting in the day, I guess?
It is different. I think the night sessions in New York are quite different from any other tournament because of just the vibe that you feel with the people, and crowd gets involved. There's a lot going on the changeovers, and it's uh, very exciting, a lot of entertainment, but it's fun, you know. It's fun to play in front of the crowd, and of course the biggest stadium in sport that we have, and looks quite impressive from down there. And I think most of my first rounds in the Grand Slam in the last 5 6 years here in US Open, I was starting at night, so I had experience before I knew how to play. For Berankis was, I think, first night session. So that's where I was looking for my chance, you know, to start pressing from the start, and you know, I played on a very high level.
Novak, it looked like by the third set, when you were well in control of the match, maybe up 2 breaks, that you were trying a few new things, maybe returns coming to net quickly off the second serve. Was that, once you got comfortable, sort of part of the plan? I'm going to try everything.
Well, you know, when you're up, you maybe try here and there to hit and come to the net, or try something new, but nothing in particular, you know, because you don't really want to um, put experiments on the court too much, because at this stage, you know, you have to play every point like it's a match point. So that kind of mindset was for me from the first to the last point today on the match, and I was just very happy with the concentration, because I didn't play so well in Montreal and Cincinnati in the warm-up tournaments for US Open, so I had 10 days to really give everything I can on the practice courts, and I was very committed and put 100% into my preparations, and it's starting to pay off. Of course, the first match was as well as it could be. Now I need to continue on working and stay on this course.
Novak, usually players don't like to share the details on their routine and training, but you did this book about your gluten-free diet and everything. Can you share why you decided to share it, and also what do you think about players that since a couple of years are trying this gluten-free diet?
Well, now more players are gluten-free. I see that, but this particular diet changed my life really in a positive way, and affected positively on, you know, my career and my overall feeling on and off the court. And so I particularly wanted to share this kind of food regime and this kind of change that affected my life positively with the people, and just you know, present them my own experience. I'm not trying to, through the book, to influence somebody's life and tell the people how they should eat or live, or maybe, you know, treat their food, but I'm just sharing my own experience, and hoping that people who are reading it can actually take some valuable you know, examples and experiences to, you know, to implement in their own life. And I already got a few positive comments from random people, which is really nice. I think in the end of the day, you know, from players, from athletes' perspective, it's really nice that people maybe sometimes follow your example, and to hear that somebody from my book, reading from my book, felt positively that it affected, you know, a positive change in their life, is something really nice, you know, to hear.
In the book, you talk about meeting, I believe it was this doctor who introduced you to the non-gluten diet. Where you had so many issues before physically, where do you think you would be at if you didn't follow the non-gluten diet?
I can't say where I would be, really. I mean, I believe in life everything happens for a reason. So for a reason, I met some interesting and knowledgeable people who helped me to achieve what I need to achieve in life, and to become what I became. So I met this doctor, and through other people that I was meeting in the last few years. I try to absorb the knowledge that they have in a way, and kind of implement that in my own life, in my own philosophy, and it's what is good for me doesn't necessarily mean it's good for somebody else. So everybody is different in this world, but you know, you always try to improve as a person and as a player, and I've been always open-minded about you know, sports science, about nutrition, about health, about general well-being, because that's something that is part of my job also in my life, and I want to feel good, and I'm always seeking to learn more and more about this.
Novak, Andy Murray did not seem happy to have to start wait until Wednesday night to play his first match of the tournament. The schedule came out. What do you make of the U.S. Open format of stretching the first round over 3 days and making the men's first round over 3 days particularly?
Well, we have Monday finals, and I think that's kind of a compromise that the tournament made with players, and you know, I don't think it's necessary to talk more than that. We know that we're going to have Monday finals in the next several years, and in that particular circumstances, I think it's okay to stretch the 3 days for first round, even though this is the only Grand Slam that actually has this kind of format. But it's better like that rather than having back-to-back days, you know, Super Saturday and Sunday final for men's tennis is really difficult. You know, several times I've experienced it. It's not easy, and for some reason it's always raining on Sunday in New York for the last few years.
Novak, for 3 years now, more than 3 years, you've reached every major semifinal. Of all your recent accomplishments, what perspective can you share on what that particular accomplishment means to you?
Well, my approach to this year's U.S. Open, of course, it encourages me. The fact that I've done so well in the last 5-6 years in U.S. Open. It's probably next to Australian Open my most successful Grand Slam, and I've been consistently in semifinals, finals 3 years in a row now. So I love playing on these courts, especially the Arthur Ashe, and it's a Grand Slam, and Grand Slams always demand the best out of every player, and you know, top players are always saying how important it is for them to always perform their best and set their form for Grand Slams, because these are the most important tournaments we have in the sport, and this is where you want to win trophies. All the attention of the sport world is directed to these tournaments, and this is the last Grand Slam of the year, and I have high expectations for myself, and there is no difference in my approach this year than in the last few years, and knowing that I've done so well in past years, had such a good record, gives me enough reason to have this confident and optimistic approach.